Well, true to my word, I personally am staying stocked up on Colostrum liposomal delivery from Sovereign Labs and Carbon C60. I use the Good and Cheap brand, and it looks like they changed their bottles a little bit to a dark colored bottle, and they used to have a white colored bottle, but they come with these little screw-on caps, which I find is more convenient when you're administering it because you can squirt some out instead of pouring some out. It's a little bit more accurate with the measurement. So I take about a bottle of that a week. But I mentioned before that I would start taking a lot of colostrum, I started getting a lot more energy. But then I'm very suspicious that it was really because of I was taking this prior to this, and it's the combination of these two things. And something else I'm doing is, eat the apples too, which have produced hydrogen. And this is a hydrogen water bottle. So if you turn it on, there's a little bit of water in there still. So you turn it on, you can see the bubbles coming up out of it. It should be full, and I always put ice in it and stuff, but that's something else good to drink, because this stuff is not just an antioxidant, the carbon C60, it also helps hydrogen deliver to the cells deep. In other words, it'll even bypass the blood-brain barrier. And another thing I want to mention, because I hear these people talking some bad things about carbon C60. There's actually carbon C60 suspended in olive oil. But they say some things bad about it, but the thing is, it's the only substance where they did rat toxicity studies that it did not harm or kill the rats. Well, in other words, to give you an example of something that people take every day that can pretty easily kill a rat in a toxicity study is caffeine. But you see people drinking soda, you see people drinking coffee, and whatever, even tea has some caffeine in it. And you don't hear this big uproar about, oh, don't take that because it can kill the rat in a toxicity study. Well, carbon C60 is the only thing that was tested against rats that had no toxicity at all. None. So people saying it's unsafe, it's ludicrous. This was also, if you go back, where the people in the Himalayan mountains, they would eat this type of tar, and they found it was healthy. And this type of tar, I think it's called shungite, also has some of that in there. I think that's what it is. But it has some carbon C60 in it, right? Well, you know how they found out about it? Many centuries ago, or maybe thousands of years ago, they observed the animals eating this tar that was found in the Himalayan mountains. And they were eating it, and they tried it, and they found out that it was good for them. Now, animals are much more connected with nature and things that we do not understand or we can measure with our scientific instruments. As an example, one of the best earthquake detectors out there is a dog or a cat. You see the dogs heading to the mountains, or the cats hiding under the bed or something, well, you know that there's something coming up. That's been the early warning signal for native inhabitants of islands out in where there's tsunamis or earthquakes, that there's something going to happen soon, because the animals actually are better earthquake detectors and tsunami detectors than the best instruments we have today. Also, if you want to, when I mentioned about the animals eating this type of tar, which they found out later, just recently, that it contained the carbon C60, but it's been done for, many hundreds of years. The people were alerted that it was beneficial because the animals ate it. If you look at this Essex tea from Nurse Essex up in Canada that was put out some years ago, she came up with that formula by observing what the animals ate, what plants and seeds, whatever, what grasses they ate when they were sick. And then she put it into a tea, and it found out to be very beneficial against cancer. Now, I know these type of videos are being heavily censored on Google, and I'm going to refer to them as that all the time now, and I don't care what it happens to my channel of even me referring to that, because the only thing right now I'm looking to do is double back up on my kitty cat videos, and if they want to burn it down to the ground, let them. So, but I'll still be up on BitChute under Synergy 7, SYY Energy 7, and maybe some other alternative platform, because I'm done playing games. The colostrum is like, a medical doctor might poo-poo this stuff too. I mean, a vet was saying, "Oh, this is carbon C60." Like, lady, get out of here. This stuff, also colostrum, like I said about the carbon C60, is the only substance that didn't affect the rats in a toxicity study. Colostrum is the first milk. It's like vital to life. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this, but you're not going to see this prescribed by doctors or sold and whatever. It's not going to be out there. It's not going to be out there because it's not something they're going to make a lot of money on, and that's just how it is. These hydrogen water, this is very popular in Japan and China and Korea. It's not that popular here in the United States. It should be. Also, HHO water is even better, but it's a little more complex to make it versus just doing this. But you want to take the hydrogen water and eat apples when you're taking the carbon C60 in olive oil, because the carbon C60 in olive oil helps to deliver the hydrogen to the cells. Let those that want to be led around the nose by big media and big pharma and all that stuff, let them go down the wrong path. I don't care, including all the corporate heads. I don't care about them. So, always had a very big streak of independence in me, and like I said, all these videos are going up on BitChute. If they're not automatically linked, I make sure to get up there manually, because they don't automatically link up there all the time. I might be getting monetization on YouTube again, not through Google AdSense, but through another venue, and we'll see about that. So you might see ads possibly, but I'm going to give AdSense another 2 weeks, and I'm going to look at other things that could be done. But if I figure they're going to waste my time, I'm it's a done relationship. There never was one, and I'm looking at putting out a lot about. We're going to be putting out a lot more about Trump, because even though I'm quite well aware that this all goes together with everything, including health, I'm quite well aware that he's not exactly a totally independent person. He's beholden to many different peoples, but he's pissing off so many. There's so many factors that he's pissing off and he can only go so far because the American public is so stupid and gullible. But there is a controlling interest that he is actually knocking back somewhat. I don't think one person can do it, but we'll see how this all works out. But I'm going to bring some more videos out on Trump, of balance, because the Trump phenomena is actually related to the natural health phenomena, because it's a populist thing. It's for the people. It's not for the corporations. It's not for the controlled rackets. Big media is a controlled racket. Pharmaceuticals controlled racket. Allopathic medicine is mainly a controlled racket. And politics is a controlled racket, all in cahoots with the media, big tech media, and the CIA and all that other stuff. So, but I always like cats. So I'll tell you why. Because they got senses beyond what mere mortals have. That's why I keep these buddies close to me, man, because we're going to get some shrewd games going here and fighting the powers. But make sure, to me, I found that these three things together, the hydrogen water, good and cheap carbon C60, I think this good and cheap brand is best value for the money, and colostrum. And if this is best to buy 4 bags at once. Like I'm working on my second case of them right here. I got 3 full bags and half a full bag. That's the best deal, and it's better to take more what I call the athletic dose, which is higher than the the therapeutic dose. The athletic dose, it was actually about 10 times higher, almost, than the therapeutic dose. Maybe, wait a minute, it'd be 5 times higher. It used to be about 5 times higher than the therapeutic dose. And that works for me, but I look at it, these are investments. If you get another 2 decades of good, strong life or more, it's well worth it, isn't it? You hear the sirens out there? That's another old person on my security camera being sent to the medical gulag to be treated with allopathic medicines, while they cost them $3,000 a mile to transport them there, right? But of course the insurance pays for that. What a rip-off racket, just like everything out there. So, anyway, over and out.